Jerusalem. Now, why does ancient Jerusalem need so much water being brought from the outside? And we have, let's say, 4 months of rain here, or 5 sometimes. Why can we not just use the water that we gather in our own cistern?
I don't know.
There's a lot of pilgrims coming. We need to clean the sacrifices.
There is a
all
lot,
the other
a
stuff.
lot of festivals.
Okay, we have drinking water, we have water for farming, we have water for bathing, for washing, but there's one thing where you cannot use drawn water from a well or from a cistern. There's water for ritual Jewish purposes. Pure water. Natural source. You remember the mikvahs, the ritual baths that we just saw this morning?
Yes.
That's the problem. Now, these waters have to be served. They're serving the priests at the Temple Mount. Okay, how do you wash the altar from all the ashes of the blood and the sacrifices? They serve the priest himself for purification. It is not physical cleanliness. It's ritual purification. Something totally different. And at least 3 times a year, you have 3 big, long festivals with tens of thousands of people who come into Jerusalem from the outside, and before they go to the Temple Mount, they all need to ritually cleanse themselves.
So this is
They
the
all have
purpose.
to go through a mikvah.
This is the purpose for doing the aqueduct from Solana.
This is why we need extra water
Extra
to support.
water.
Otherwise, if it's just for the locals and for regular
It's enough.
purposes, okay, we have a couple of wells, we have a cistern. By the way, the Temple Mount has 37 cisterns just on the top from the Second Temple Mount. Some of them
37
are
what?
huge. 37 cisterns, water cisterns. Some of them are really huge. Just under the entrance to the Al-Aqsa Mosque, between Al-Aqsa and the Qas, the round fountain, you see huge underground cisterns, and there are a couple that are small. Okay, so next one. This is why you have to bring the water from afar, from a place where you know you can have enough water, you can rely on it. Okay? And the closest area of the spring pools that you can rely on is the area of Solomon's pools, just south of Bethlehem. And even these pools are fed from springs, some of them in the local vicinity, some in the mountains of Hebron. And you have to calculate the gradient, the slope, to know that the water would jet from the spring into the sea. Now, I don't know if anyone knows the height of Jaffa Gate above sea level.
750.
Very close, 765 meters above sea level. Now, the lowest pool in the Pool of Solomon is 765. That means water from the lower pool cannot get to Jaffa Gate. This is why the lower aqueduct
Cannot reach there.
exactly, and it reaches, luckily for us and for Jerusalemites in 2,000 years ago, the height of the Temple Mount above sea level is around 735. Okay, so we have this aqueduct that bridges 30 meters in height over almost 20 kilometers in length. It's a very, very, very mild slope, and as we said, it's winding and going around because of the topography. There's no other way they have to circle except for the 2 places we said. A tunnel in Bethlehem, a tunnel in the Arnona ridge. Now the upper aqueduct is shorter, it's easier. It goes on what is pretty much also the watershed line. Okay, the line from which each drop on the east would end in the Kidron Valley and Dead Sea, and every drop on the western
Going to
side
the shore.
would reach the Mediterranean through Nahal Sorek or Nahal Refai, near Nebi Rubi. So again, just to show you, okay, we have one very convoluted and meandering aqueduct and another which goes straight. And the lower aqueduct is the older aqueduct, usually dated to the Hasmonean period, let's say roughly around the year 100 BC, before the Common Era. It's something maybe King John Hyrcanus, maybe Alexander Gennaeus later added. We don't exactly know, but around the year 100, we already have this aqueduct leading water.
The lower?
The lower aqueduct. Okay, so lower is Hasmonean,
And the higher is Roman.
and the upper is Roman.
Still here.
Okay, now if you look just behind or on the left, this is a copy of stone items in Bethlehem. This is what we call a siphon. S-I-P-H-O-N. Siphon. Siphon.
Siphon.
Okay, just like we have under our kitchen sink. This works on the physical rule of connecting vessels. The Hebrew chok kelim shluvim. If you have water in one part and they're high, and you have water and you want to get to the other side pretty much at the same height, they can go down and up again as long as it's connected. They put, yeah, Bethlehem, but it's not the only place. They put stone pieces, okay, and it's like Lego pieces that you put together. Okay, and you see that in the center there's a 30 centimeter hole through which the water can run. Of course, it was plastered, so you don't lose water. And there were a few hundred of these, because you see they're not that wide, but and you need to cover a whole valley. It used to be, now it's covered in Bethlehem. It used to be a busy street. You saw how 20 of these just lined up. This is how the water worked, siphoned down and up the valley and continued towards Jerusalem.
This is for the lower
Sorry? Yeah, this is what the upper.
Roman
We
people.
also found some buttresses, some remains of a bridge, which we don't know enough. Maybe at certain times there was a bridge as well, which just takes the water straight, but it didn't survive. So this is the upper Roman, and also on some of these stone pieces, they found names of Roman officers, of a centurion that was commanding the work. Now, you've seen such aqueducts before.
Yes, and Caesarea.
Where do you have an aqueduct?
Caesarea.
Caesarea. From what period?
The Roman. Roman.
Roman, anyway, later than Herod. Okay, but Roman and later on, and again, and you have the inscriptions of Herod and the officers post-Herodian, not Herodian, in Caesarea.
Ja,
Okay, so
is
Jerusalem has,
aqueduct.
by the way,
Dams.
the pools of Solomon are also fed with, as we said before, they have 4 aqueducts leading water from further afar. So we have water brought to Jerusalem from roughly a range of 20-25 kilometers away south of Jerusalem, but the aqueducts take even a longer route. It takes almost 40 kilometers even to take it from Hebron. Now, if you cut through, so this is an example of the tunneling the arnona bridge. Okay, you have some shafts. These shafts allow air, allow light, and allow a way for everything to carve. As you carve the tunnel, you have to take the things out. Okay? In the Roman method, we have a description by Roman architect Vitruvius. And the usual Roman method was to send groups of diggers pretty much every 40 meters, 40. And they go in a shaft, go on each side 20 meters until they connect with the previous or the next group of diggers. So this is one way, and this is how you bring the light and the air to the diggers and take all the dug stuff or chisel stuff out. And it's the same as always with Jerusalem. Okay, here, in a moment, I'll start over there. You have a picture of a man from Silouan. The people of Silouan had a great monopoly.
It's coming back.
They could go to the Gihon spring, draw the water, and especially August, September, October, it's the only source of water around, unless you get to Lifta in the west of Jerusalem. And these people were going around Jerusalem selling water, and the prices would go up and up as the summer would go longer. So on the other side, you can see the Kirman to change the water. Many descriptions of how these people dictate the fate of Jerusalem in the late months of the summer. Now, another thing that was found along the aqueduct was a Byzantine inscription saying that the governor, orders by permission of the Caesar, no one is to plant or sow within a range of 15 feet from the aqueduct. Why not plant or sow within a range of 15 feet?
The roots will ruin the canal.
The roots will go, and these are public water that has to make all the way to Jerusalem. You cannot just overtake them. And what's even more interesting, 15 feet, how long is a foot?
Half a meter.
Okay, well maybe my wife's foot is a little shorter. So on the same inscription, it says at the end, the measurement of a foot is brought here, and they put it. So nobody would say, I thought it's only like this and I doubled it by 15. No, this is it, times 15. This is how it's supposed to be. And it's like every 2-3 months, the rulers of Jerusalem try to reconstruct the aqueduct, and sometimes someone just finds a way to be farmers, to water their goats or their camels. And whenever we have stronger rulers in Jerusalem, Byzantine, Abbasid, Crusader, Mameluke, and Ottoman, they redo the line. The last renovation of this aqueduct, the lower aqueduct, was by the British. The Turks renovated it in the year 1900. By the way, there are pictures online that you can see the celebration on Hinnom Valley. That's where the Jerusalem Cinematheque is right now. There's a great celebration of renewing the water line to Jerusalem. And when the British first come to Jerusalem, they see there's not enough water. They're very scared. The first thing they do is try and redo the lower aqueduct. Doesn't really work. Then what do? Where do they go for water in Jerusalem in the 1920s? They go to Wadi Kelly, to Al-Farah. Okay, so it's the first time that water is brought to Jerusalem from the east, but that's now because we have pumps and modern machinery. 10 years later, that's not enough. So what do? They build the water supply to Jerusalem with the pipelines from Rosh Ha'ain, near Petah Tikva. And ever since, it works. Now you have the springs of the Yarkon coming to Jerusalem, and nowadays, the whole navigation system could go anything with the pipe. It's no longer from the Negev to the Negev, no longer from south to north. The Korot controls it, you can go any way you want, plus you have the desalination installations of the coast of the Mediterranean, and you're going to have more erected. Especially in Jerusalem, and the main issue is purification. By the way, you'll see the Davidson Center in Owen, and there's a whole set of ancient mikvahs, of ancient ritual baths, just under the Temple Mount, because it had to serve so many people, so there are dozens and dozens of mikvahs. Now the site opens at 8 o'clock, but we used to see on the cameras people, Jews, even today, Orthodox Jews, who want to go out on the Temple Mount, they have to go to a mikveh before. And some of them on purpose, at least in winter or early spring, wanted to dip in ancient mikvehs of 2,000 years ago. So they would just jump over the fence and sneak in the mikvehs, because once people dug out and cleared of dirt, the channels still work. When there's rain in Jerusalem, these mikvehs, right in the excavations under the Temple Mount, they still work beautifully. And by the way, those who go atop the Temple Mount, again where the cast with the round fountain is, there is an aqueduct feeding it from the 14th century. But the base of the aqueduct is actually a renovation of the Hasmonean aqueduct. Okay, so again, every few centuries, people used to go back, or rulers of Jerusalem try to reuse this aqueduct, bringing more and more water to Jerusalem, and that's still with us today.